Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Sterling and this is my 9-month on T video. It's a little late because I'm never on time, honestly. My 9 months was actually on the 10th and today's like the 14th or something like that, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But I've been busy. I finally got moved into my own place. This is it, my couch. But yeah, I've been super busy with that, but also really excited about it. I know I said I was going to do a coming out, growing up, being trans in middle school and high school and how that was and everything a couple of times before, but this is it. I'm doing it now. So warning, it does mention suicide and self-harm. I don't go into detail about it, but that is a little trigger warning before you start watching the rest of the video. But now I'm just gonna jump right into it. So middle school, it really wasn't that bad. Everybody's trying to figure out who the fuck they are in middle school, so that was a breeze. High school is when it really started getting kind of tricky, especially you have 2 semesters, so you have 8 different teachers, 4 in the first half, 4 in the second half. And so every time I'd start out a new class, I'd have to go to the teacher and explain every single time, hey, I don't go by my dead name. My name is Ryan, and I'm trans. And sometimes they were super accepting and they were like, sweet, great, we love it. Other times they'd be like, well, this is your name on the roster, so, and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. But 99% of the time they were super cool about it. The biggest struggle about high school was, especially growing up in North Carolina, the Bible Belt, was that nobody really accepted it. I would get bullied hard in school, and I'd get called names, and I'd get dead named a lot and misgendered a lot, and that was super rough growing up. I did have those few, I wasn't real popular, people knew me, but they didn't know me, I didn't have a lot of friends. I did have a few close friends who I still talk to today that were super accepting, and they really got me through high school, because without them I wouldn't have made it through. 9th grade, I think, was honestly the worst year for me in high school. I started self-harming in middle school in 7th and 8th grade. It didn't get really bad until freshman year though, and I did go to the hospital a couple of times and was admitted there into the psychiatric unit, and that was rough because then whenever you got back from school you'd have to explain, well, I've been in the hospital, and then they'd ask why, and I have scars all over both arms and my thighs from self-harm, and those were really noticeable when I first got out of the hospital. It was hard trying to hide them, especially during the hotter months when you couldn't wear long sleeves, and then you notice people staring and kind of giving you that judgy look, like it was the worst thing in the world that you did that to yourself. But nobody really understood what I was going through or how I felt, because to my knowledge I was the only open trans kid at school, middle school and high school. There was lesbians and gay kids, but nobody was trans. So I couldn't talk to anybody about it. Nobody could relate to me about it. And I think that was one of the hardest parts too, was that I had no one to talk to. My brother and sister, we're not close. I'm not real close with my family like that. And my mom, she's still accepting it, she's trying to process it and everything still. That's my dog and her squeaky toy, sorry about that. She don't know how to make that thing shut up. Sorry about that. But my mom's she's still processing it and everything like that. But she still loves me, and we have a good connection. Me and my mom probably have the strongest out of me and the rest of the family. My dad, he's never been in the picture. Like, I know him, but he hasn't been in the picture for a while. But my mom told him that I was trans. And so I got an unpleasant phone call from him when I was in the hospital, actually, after I attempted to kill myself. I think this was the last time when he called me. And he didn't have anything nice to say at all. And that just put me kind of deeper into depression. Me and him still don't really talk to this day. And also, 9th grade year, I lost someone who was very, very close to me. I watched them battle cancer and lose, so that also put me deeper into depression and into self-harm, because I didn't really know how to cope with that or deal with that, and I still miss them to this day. And then 11th grade year, my uncle, who was pretty much my father, he was the father figure in my life that I didn't, because I didn't have my dad, so I had my uncle, and he passed away. He lost the battle to cancer as well on my 11th grade year in high school, and that was a really dark time for me. But by then I'd stopped self-harming, and so I had no other coping mechanism, a healthy one at least. That's when I started smoking pot really bad, and drinking a lot. And it was hard. It was really hard, because he got to see, I dropped out of high school. I did not finish my 12th grade year for many reasons. And one of them, honestly, was because my uncle got to see every single one of my cousins and my brother and sister. He got to see all of them walk across the stage, but I knew he wasn't going to be able to see me walk across the stage, and I didn't want to walk across the stage. I didn't want to do it without him there. I didn't know how to move forward from it, and so I dropped out. Looking back now, I wish I hadn't. I wish I just would have stuck through it, but it's too late now. But yeah, a lot more happened, but I'm not gonna go into detail about it. I'm not gonna go into detail about the names I was called or the bullshit that I had to go through. But it was very hard in high school. High school was the worst. People say it's the best experience of your life, but for me, it was not. It was not a good experience. It was the worst experience in my life, and that's another reason why I didn't graduate. That's why I dropped out, because I was tired of the people. It's not that I wasn't good at school. I made good grades my whole life. I just was tired of hearing the kids. It was rather annoying. But then I got a full-time job, and it was crazy how many older people accepted me and was full supportive of me. You know, you think your generation, the kids that you grew up with, would be more accepting, but they weren't. But now I am almost 7 years clean of self-harm, and I got my own place at 20, and I'm doing really good for myself. I still struggle with urges of self-harm, and I still struggle with suicidal thoughts sometimes, but I just learned to push past it and know that it does get better, and that I'm proof that it gets better, because wanted to die for so many years, and I've overcome that. And now I'm living life to the fullest that I can and doing the things that I want to do. And so I'm proud of myself for getting through it and being able to be me without worrying about what other people say. Because, yeah, people still have bad stuff to say about it, but I don't care anymore. I don't let it affect me like I used to. And so, yeah, that is my part of my story. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. And I will see y'all in a month for my 10-month on T video. This is my voice update. Yeah, and follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, if you want to see body updates and all that good stuff, or if you just want to keep up with my everyday life. Either way. Again, if you like my channel and you want to see more, subscribe to it, like the video, leave a comment if you want to, whatever you want to do. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next month.